They were saying stuff like, oh yeah, he looks all fake and staged. I'm like, yes, of course it was. He's holding a book. I mean, if you saw the picture, he's holding a book that has like the Superman doc like on the back cover. So naturally, he was gonna pick something. Yes, he's posing for a picture. So this is where I did ruffle some feathers, yeah. So James Gunn posted on, I think, Threads or whatever the hell social media is on right here, and it was like kind of one of those things where I saw it, I went, oh, okay, hey, okay, let me post this, and you know, it'd be kind of cool to post it on Twitter to be like, see what everybody's reaction would be to this very question. And this is what he posted right here. He was in Savannah, Georgia, and he says, I always love to visit local comic shops when I'm in a new town, Odin and Sons in Savannah, Georgia. So I posted, if you saw James Gunn in your local comic shop, would you walk up to him? And naturally, I was like, okay, you know, it'd be cool to gauge everybody's reactions. For the most part, you know, a lot of positive reactions. You know, the tweet took off. But then I was kind of going like, shit, this is going to reach that side of the fandom, huh? And sure enough, it did. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But if you saw James Gunn, if you were just shopping around your comic shop and you saw James Gunn, would you actually walk up to him? And I thought about it myself too, because I'm like, would I actually walk up to him? But I'm like, I'm always one of those where I don't want to bother. I mean, people walk up to these celebrities. I never want to be a bother. But at the same time, it's like, something brief. Maybe I would walk up and be like, hey, man, I was wondering if I could see your phone and you could show me the Superman trailer. Maybe I would say something like that. I don't know, break the ice. Maybe shake his hand. I don't know if I'd do a picture. I'm not really a selfie guy when it comes to all that. Maybe I would. I don't know. But, you know, maybe a little conversation, a little back and forth, but I wouldn't want to bother him. I would just kind of be like, yeah, whatever. You know, like I said, most of the, we got a lot of responses that were just kind of like going like, yeah, I would walk up to him, say, you know, I like Guardians, I'm a fan, I'm this, show me the trailer, blah, blah, blah. But then, of course, yes, it reached that lovely side of the fandom. And man, I tell you what, it was just funny reading all the responses. There was a lot more responses today than yesterday. Sometimes it gets delayed when it reaches there. Although yesterday, of course, you know, there's a lot of these guys that, you know, when they're online, they like to just puff up their chest and like, oh yeah, I'd walk up to him. I call him the P word, you know, the P word, the PDF, you know, what we're talking about. I'd call him that. It's like, no, you wouldn't. You would not call him that. Come on, shut up. I love it when people just like behind their keyboards and everything like that talk a big game, but no, they're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You're not going to walk up and tell somebody that to their face. There was people that said like, there was one guy that actually said, I would tell him to get out. And I'm like, you would tell somebody to get out of a comic shop that you don't own? No, you wouldn't. I had somebody yesterday that was losing his mind because obviously he just hates James Gunn to his very core. He said he, of course, would call him the P word and everything like that. Dude was losing his mind, throwing a bitch fit like crazy. And it was just funny because I was just responding and going, wow. It was just crazy. I mean, he was writing full on paragraphs, capital letters, quotes that were like coming from me, essentially, that he was pretending that I was quoting. Just kind of crazy. And I'm just like going, what is real life like, man? It's just so crazy how much those guys hate this man that much. And they really want him to turn out to be like this really evil person. And of course that stuff got sent too. And I get it, like the jokes and everything that the costume party thing was a weird thing and everything like that, but that's all been kind of cleared up. And I'm just kind of going like, okay, what's been happening in the last decade? Has there been anything? You guys are just totally holding on to that. I'm like waiting, you know, I'm one of those that innocent until proven guilty kind of thing. And I think these guys really want him. He's guilty until proven innocent. Man, there are actual predators out there and you're just focusing on this because of cape shit. That is very fucking odd. And it was pretty entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. They were saying stuff like, oh yeah, he looks all fake and staged. I'm like, yes, of course it was. He's holding a book. I mean, if you saw the picture, he's holding a book that has like the Superman doc like on the back cover. So naturally, he was going to pick something. Yes, he's posing for a picture. But I like the fact that he's trying to be like, hey, support local comic book shops. That's a good thing, right? Isn't that a good thing? That's a good thing. But yeah, man, some of these guys, I'm just like going, oh my God. They just lose their minds. And of course it did. They did lose their minds.